And joining me in the studio is our International Affairs Editor, Kethevane Gorjestani. Kethevane, what are the institutions that have been targeted?
Well, the institution is called Al-Qard Al-Hassan, and as we heard in that report, it has branches basically all over Lebanon, dozens of branches, especially in the south. But if you go back to when it was created, which was in the early 80s, it was founded as an association whose goal, at least a stated goal at the beginning, was to help those in need, the families in need, by helping them with microcredits, no interest loans to give small amounts of money to these people. It was also registered later on in the 80s as a non-profit organization, and it quickly evolved to being used by everyday Lebanese, and that has been true especially in the past few years as that economic crisis hit the country and the financial system sort of broke down. People turned to those institutions because it was easy to get those small amounts of money to help with everyday things. But the belief of the people and the countries that are opposed to Hezbollah is that this is basically a front for Hezbollah and for all of its financial activities, financial transactions. As we heard in the report, it's been sanctioned by the United States. That dates back to 2007. And at the time, the U.S. said that the reason why they sanctioned that institution was because it was a cover to manage the terrorist group's financial activities and gain access to the international financial system, because, of course, Hezbollah itself has been sanctioned, only the military wing for the European Union, but Hezbollah as a whole by the United States. And so their comment is that this is being used for Hezbollah to sort of bypass all of those sanctions to go through those institutions. And the Israelis just recently, when explaining why they're targeting those institutions, saying that not only did it help for financial activities, but it was also a way to buy weapons and to pay for their militants. That's where it went through.
So the big question is, Kethevane, where is the money actually coming from?
Well, of course, the one main provider of funds is Iran. We've talked about how Iran has supported Hezbollah, whether it's militarily, ideologically, but a big chunk of that is also financial. And that is also true for Syria. So these are the two main countries that are helping financially. But Hezbollah is also relying on a broad, vast global network that really spans across continents. To raise funds, and a lot of that raising fund comes through illegal activities, including trafficking of arms, of drugs, even of precious stones like diamonds. And there is the other aspect of it. You raise those illegal funds, then you have to launder that money before sending it back to Lebanon and to Hezbollah. And those two elements are also spread over two major areas in the globe. South America, that part is essentially the trafficking aspect, the drug trafficking, the arms trafficking. And then that money, that illegal money, seems to be going through West Africa, where the laundering part comes into play. And why West Africa? Because there is a large Lebanese diaspora in West Africa, especially in the Ivory Coast, for example, where there are 100,000 Lebanese who are living there. And one sign of that is the involvement of Lebanese businessmen who are based in West Africa, especially in Ivory Coast. Their names actually came up when a few years ago the institution was hacked and the name of the clients came out, and there were a bunch of names of Lebanese businessmen who were based in West Africa who had dealings back with Lebanon. It's very hard to estimate exactly how much money is going through these channels, but the Foundation for Defense of Democracies, which is a conservative think tank in the United States, says that they believe that Hezbollah gets about a third of its revenues from these illegal activities, from the trafficking through the money laundering, and then back to Lebanon.
Kethevane Gorjestani, thank you for that insight.